Hi guys, I'm Saumya and I'm back again with another video. I hope you're all well and safe. So I make a lot of bookish content on this channel. So if you love books, then do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon. So before moving forward, you must know that Storytel has come out with an amazing offer for all of you. You can get the 90-day subscription of the Storytel app only for INR 375. Now the usual price for this is INR 799, so they are offering this amazing discount, which means that you can get unlimited access to all the audiobooks on Storytel for 90 days, and this comes down to only INR 125 per month. So this is definitely a steal deal that you should make the most of, and the link to avail this offer is in the description box. So Storytel has quite a collection of a lot of award-winning audiobooks that you can listen to. In fact, I listened to one myself recently and it's called The Last Gift. So The Last Gift by Abdulrazzak Gurnah is the winner of the 2021 Nobel Prize in Literature. So this was a book that I listened to with a lot of anticipation, and I listened to this one on a long road trip where the travel hours were around 8 to 9 hours to and fro. So this audiobook is 9 hours long, over 9 hours long. So my preferred speed of listening to an audiobook is 1.25, so that's what I selected for this one as well. So the duration of this audiobook came down to something around 7 hours or so. So it was perfect for me during the road trip. This audiobook was my constant companion during that road trip. The Last Gift is a story that deals with multiple themes. So these themes are the immigrant experience, racism, the rootlessness that the characters face because their identities are based on flimsy foundations. It's a story that deals with family secrets and also about dark memories that the characters find difficult to face. So this is a story of 4 people: Abbas, Mariam, Jamal and Hannah. Abbas and Mariam are married to each other and Jamal and Hannah are their children. So as I told you that I listened to this audiobook on a long road trip, so I downloaded this audiobook on the Storytel app and I listened to this in the offline mode on the Storytel app, which made sure that I wasn't dependent on the internet to listen to this audiobook, as I could listen to it offline. So the story begins with Abbas having a stroke. So he is in his 60s and he is married to Mariam, of course. So Mariam and Abbas had met in Exeter when she was 17 and he was 34, even though he had told her that he was 28. Anyway, they had fallen in love and eloped with each other. So at that time, Abbas was a sailor and Mariam had been living with her foster family. So while listening to any audiobook on the Storytel app, you can actually share it on your social media, especially your Instagram stories. All you have to do is select the 3 vertical dots on the right and then share to Instagram stories, and that's it. Both Abbas and Mariam have secrets from their past that they have concealed from their children Hannah and Jamal. Whenever Abbas's family asks him about where he came from, he never gives them a direct answer. He tells them that he came from East Africa, and eventually he does reveal the name of the country, but that happens later in the story. Also, Mariam doesn't even know her own parents. She seems to be someone of mixed race, but then again she's not sure. So both Hannah and Jamal have flimsy foundations when it comes to their identities. So, well, in case of Storytel app, you have the bookmark feature which you can use when you are listening to an audiobook where you find certain portions that you would like to revisit. Storytel also gives you the option to add notes to your bookmark. In my case, while I was listening to this audiobook, I found that I wanted to revisit the parts where the story talked about Hannah's life in particular. Both Hannah and Jamal are adults and they're making their way through their lives, but the fact that they're not sure of their heritage and legacy and that they don't have any defining roots causes challenges and struggles in their lives as well, and they do have this feeling of rootlessness from time to time. So Jamal is a university student and Hannah is a teacher and she has a boyfriend named Nick who is white. In my opinion, I found Jamal to be a much more sorted character as compared to Hannah, because she is a more complex character, and honestly she is not somebody that you see in a positive light while listening to this audiobook. But on a certain level I did kind of understand her as well. I did empathize with her character. In fact, I was more interested in her character than any other character in this entire audiobook. So Storytel also has the sleep timer feature which you can use. So what you can do is that you can either select a duration or you can choose a custom duration, and the audiobook stops playing after that duration is over automatically. So the narration of this audiobook was very clear and easy to understand, although I do believe that you should listen to this audiobook at a speed that is faster than the default speed like I did. That will be a better experience. Also, I was already interested in listening to this audiobook because firstly, it's the winner of the 2021 Nobel Prize in Literature, and secondly, the themes that this audiobook explores are the themes that I am usually interested in. And well, this was my first title by Abdulrazzak Gurnah, and I discovered his work through Storytel, to be honest, so that's great. So Storytel has this emoji review feature where you can review the audiobook that you finished listening using the different emojis that are available. So I used the sad and the thought-provoking emoji to review this particular audiobook, and in addition to that you can also leave a star rating and a written review as well. So overall, I liked listening to this audiobook because this was an engaging story for me, and in terms of the pace of this audiobook, I won't call it a slow story, but at the same time there were parts here and there in the audiobook where the story slowed down a bit, but that was fine. They came once in a while, and most of these parts were either related to Jamal or some parts in Abbas's story as well. But I really liked listening to the parts where Hannah's story was being talked about, because each one of the 4 characters get proper space in the story, so that was something that I liked about it. Also, the story dives deep into exploring complex human emotions. So what I found fascinating about this story was that Mariam's character goes through a difficult time in her life, and yet she as a character is quite easygoing. Her personality is not complex at all, and in comparison to her, Hannah didn't go through as many hardships, and yet her character is more complex. So I found that to be interesting. Apart from that, yes, I liked listening to this audiobook, but I have to admit that I didn't particularly form a connection with any of the 4 characters. It was like I was listening to this audiobook, taking in the story, investing myself in it, and yet I had this detachment when it came to the characters. I don't know, even the vibe and the narration of the story is such that there is an air of detachment in the story. It's like you are just observing it from afar, even though you are a keen observer. So this story is gloomy for the most part, and from time to time it definitely made me sad. So overall, this story does have that grip on the listener right from the beginning, but I definitely like the second half of the story more than the first half. So that was my review of The Last Gift by Abdulrazzak Gurnah that I listened to as an audiobook on the Storytel app. So Storytel has a huge collection of audiobooks that you can listen to widen your horizon, and you should definitely make the most of that amazing 90-day subscription that is available only for INR 375, because you will get access to so many books for such low prices, and this is a very economic offer, and it's going to be a valuable addition to your life. And again, the link to avail this offer is in the description box. So that was it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you want to connect with me on my social media, the links are in the description box. I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and stay safe.